Take a breath. Got a feed that decides life and death. Every chart is a mountain, a meme, a decree. Is this genius or mass lunacy? Stroll with me down this wild mentality, where a frog with sunglasses screams we're early endlessly. Oh, we'll see bulls and bears in fantasy. Every post's a prophecy.
It's nothing make-believe.
If you want to read what passes for a master plan, simply click and flick your thumb across this broken land. Want to know which way the winds of crypto might just be? Oh, scroll with me. One says up, only friends. Next says this is how it ends. Someone's calling the top, someone's buying the dip, someone's typing a thread as their last relationship slips. Scroll with me through the fear and ecstasy, where a chart in crayon gets 1,000 hearts for free. You'll see every hot take, every plea. I was right in 23.
Trust the vibe, ignore the spreadsheet.
If you want to gauge if hope or panic's in command, if they're building castles or just castles in the sand, want to test if we're all early or just fantasy? Scroll with me. Is it signal? Is it noise? Are we traders? Are we toys? Every candle, every coin is a cult you can join. Scroll with me, let the chaos be our key. Read the mood like it's a map to some great mystery. You'll see faith and doubt in harmony. I'm all into, I'm set free.
In one day, in one same tweet.
If you want to know if folks are brave or out of time, if they're quietly convicted or have simply lost their minds, then my friend, you found the perfect place to start this stream. So scroll with me.
Boom! Good morning. Good morning. G scroll to all who celebrate. And I'm just going to go ahead. I'm just going to throw it down right now. I put on reduced background noise on StreamYard, but I can guarantee you, you're gonna hear some shit today. They are 4 feet from my face, outside of my window, on the second story, sawing concrete roof tiles with the fucking jaws of life equivalent saw. Hammering nails. So it's just, but what are we going to do? Not scroll the timeline? What are we going to do? Not G scroll? No, impossible. Impossible challenge. Dude, speaking of that, it's come to my attention that some people think my entire job is scrolling the timeline. And maybe it is, but I only do this for 30 minutes a day. So I would hope that this would not be my entire job. You know what I mean? I could G scroll all day long, but the cool thing about my setup is actually the way I have it set up now: lights, camera, action. I could be streaming in 60 seconds, and then when I'm done in 60 seconds. There's no post-production. There's no nothing. I've set it up specifically so that I can have a productive day, a productive, career, and G scroll. So that's my thing. Yeah, see, in the chat, counts as a job. Exactly. I'm doing a service for the community. You know that I'm here scrolling the timeline for you to discern the true from the false, to separate the wheat from the chaff. You understand the vibes. Mr. G says G scroll. We've got Maria in the chat. We've got Dimcat in the chat. Mr. Based in the chat. Dude, we've got Ilux in the chat. But yeah, no, GM everybody. My name is Dude Lifts. This is Scroll with me. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm a person. My name is Dude Lifts. This is where it's a collective effort. Me, everyone in the chat, everyone watching, we scroll the Twitter timeline to understand the vibes. Let's listen to that circular saw. Oh, maybe you couldn't hear it. I don't know. Sound off in the chat if you can hear the circular saw. Kuya in the chat with cheese scroll. But the point of the show, like I was saying, is to separate the true from the false, to discern what is a vibe, what is not a vibe. I will say someone else in the past called out that I should really kind of like call my shot like Babe Ruth, kind of, and say what I think the vibes will be and then do a review. Because many times I just say, let's find out the vibes. And then we just pinball machine vibe along. And, Mr. G said, could not hear it. We believe you. Yes. Dude, the background noise elimination is working. Thanks, StreamYard. You finally did something correct. That's awesome. Because, I mean, that shit is insane. Hey, we've been on a 3-day adventure, replacing this roof. But it's going to be so worth it. It's going to be so worth it. I'm going to nerd out for approximately 15 seconds here and tell you what we're installing. We're installing, because I'm a nerd, I'm into something called building science, which means obsessing over the small details of construction, because of course I would be, you know what I mean? But so my roof now will be what's called a cooler roof. So it will be ventilated. So at the bottom of the roof, at the eaves, is this thing called ventilated bird stop. So it has little slits in it. And then the entire roof in between the tile and the roof has a gap now. And then it goes up to the top at the ridge, which is like peak, is also ventilated. So here's where the fucking science comes in, right? So the cool air at the bottom, because hot air rises, gets drawn up through the ventilated bird stop in the bottom, gets drawn up underneath the roof, right? All the way up. And keep in mind, there's now a reflective layer on top of the roof that's bouncing off the heat of the sun. So as that reflective layer is bouncing off the heat of the sun, that draft now, because science is coming through, sweeping that warm air right off the roof and then exiting in a ventilated ridge enclosure. I mean, fucking science, bro. My roof has air conditioning because of physics. Pretty awesome. Pretty excited about it. But that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And let's go ahead and refresh, because I never do that. We're just going to refresh off the rip. Mr. G sounds like good tech. I was kind of hoping that Mr. G, of all people, would appreciate that. Let's see here. All right, we've got Micah here. Dude, Micah's on the Shown Media team. Shout out to Micah, and shout out to Mitchell for the Shown Media team. Oh, and he's quote tweeting Mitchell. Yeah, these guys are absolutely cooking, making like some of the best launch videos for a lot of AI and tech startups. They're just kind of like viral maestros. So if you're looking for a launch video, would recommend. All right. Captain CK ETH here says, help me. I need a new handle. He's probably trying to get rid of that .eth in the handle, but it's all good. Captain CK ETH. All right. I'm going to give you a review here. And I see Shiv commented on this, so we'll also see what Shiv has to say. All right. So Captain CK, influencer marketing guy. He's a co-founder of Reach. They do a lot of great work. Some advice I got back in the day for my account is that people don't take a lot of time to like review your account. They look at your account, they literally see your name, and they see you maybe read your bio. And it should be like, I was advised actually to put like, because I like to podcast and yap, to put a microphone in the name. I might actually go back and do that. Put a microphone in my name and then do like podcast guy. So he's got the bio, influencer marketing guy. But the name, now granted, Dude Lifts doesn't say much. It says Doodles, which is the important part. But I'm like, Captain CK, his whole thing is influencer marketing. So I'm like, should it just be at KOL? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that would be awesome. Probably worth the spend, to be fair, for Reach. Maybe at influencer. I don't know. So something interesting like that. I would just have CPTCK. See, it's like that doesn't roll off the tongue. That doesn't roll off the tongue. Like when I introduce myself as an event, I introduce myself as Dude Lifts. It catches a few people off guard, but hey, people think it's because I'm anonymous, but literally has nothing to do with it. It's because I'm at Dude Lifts on all platforms. All of them. So it just makes it consistent. So I'm like, you meet me, you don't meet me, and you go, oh, that's Matt. He's Dude Lifts. You just go, that's Dude Lifts. And oh, I found him on Telegram. I found him on Twitter. I found him on YouTube. I found him on, like, just makes it easy. So something worth thinking about. Like, I would never remember that. Like, speaking of, dude, we'll give an account review to Mitchell. All right. I try to search this motherfucker's name. I love Mitchell, but I want to see his content. Yeah, QS says, who's Matt? Exactly. What is dead may never die. But so Mitchell does great work with Shown Media, has an Emmy award. Great dude. But he's got an I instead of his L. And for some reason, Twitter search, and Twitter search already is terrible. It's literally the worst search. Nikita, I see you on my screen up here. I'm talking directly to you. It's the worst. Doomer says you have a package on the way. My God. My God. Dude, imagine getting. This is why Scroll With Me is incredible technology. It's like, yes, could I get a text from UPS that says, hey, you have a package on the way? And then, of course, I'm not doing anything for the rest of the day because you know the rules. But Doomers in the chat says, hey, you have a package on the way. That is like the equivalent of like sending a court jester courier and being like, hello, good sir, a package hath been sent your way. It's due to arrive. And it feels so first class. So thank you, Doomers, for that. Ponch says, I need this track as a download. Are you talking about the circular saw? Not sure. I know it's not coming today, Doomers, but that's what I'm saying. You heralded its arrival like a fortnight away. You know what I mean? Like you heralded it, but thank you. And let's see. Mitchell. He's got an I. Twitter search sucks. I try to search Mitchell, and I even remember the I most of the time. It just doesn't come up. It just doesn't come up. So there's that. Oh, now you hear that circular saw. Ripping, dude. Ripping. Anime on anime chain. I respect that. We like it. Yeah, circular saw. Kuya says days, not weeks. Of course. Of course. Oh, dude, shout out to Peter. I'm just laughing at this way. The saw is like literally 3 feet now, and it's like so loud. First off, incredible headband gang, Doodle PFP. Didn't follow him back. Oh my God, the shame that I shumped just now. I had to remedy that immediately. But incredible creator, always like worth the follow. I mean, look at this shit. Just like so good. I got to DM this guy. Oh, Doomers. Look at this guy, dude. Make no mistake. It was always the devil, dude. That's the real thing. The coffee, with the sky background, it was too, it was too angelic. It was like having the angel and the devil on your shoulder. Let's see here. Ooh, okay. Let's see. This person actually works for Base. Director of Growth. All right. All right, fellow Director of Growth. A challenger enters the arena. In my opinion, general purpose chains like Base with strong ecosystems and strong markets are actually best positioned to win on payments also. Okay. It's not too bad. That's because payments don't exist in isolation. Someone receives a payment and wants to save it, lend it, swap it, earn yield on it. That requires markets, apps, which require liquidity, capital, and users. Dude, I was talking about this with a DeFi builder in the space, and he was kind of like, bro, DeFi right now, bro. And I was like, I get it. But he was talking about how he sees the centralized entities gaining some market share like Tempo, Arc, Canton. And I was like, I feel like that's true. I agree with that. But what I do see is that decentralized markets can exist. And then we have like bridges, like Layer 0 and other stuff like that. And so the difference between TradFi and DeFi in that way, because we were talking about just kind of the concept of DeFi overall, is that in TradFi, there is no alternative option. It always goes back to TradFi. Even if you're on Venmo, it's actually ACH, it's actually Swift, it's actually bullshit. It's 2+1. Like, as where you may have these centralized markets here in crypto, but then you can still exit those and trade in a decentralized way, maybe with privacy, maybe with other things. Maybe that's the killer feature here. We got Atari in the chat saying, last night Dude and Chill was awesome. Dude, it was so much fun. It was so much fun. Let's see here. What do we got? Yeah. Oh, we got Spike here says, gonna be honest, unhappy with where Persona is right now. We're not where we should be. Lore, one of the best in space, not told well enough. Manga, genuinely awesome, barely mentioned. Collection, solid across the board, brand S tier. Lore and attention, poor. Don't? Okay. I'm clicking in today. All right. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules, but I do. Poor attention, poor time to fix this. Going radio silent until our next major update around the IP. Interesting strategy. My guy saying, hey, recognize the problem. I'm going silent. Hey, I haven't seen this play out well, but maybe positioned as intentional. Who knows? No, that's very interesting. And I think, dude, this is something that I've talked about with a few different brands. Is like, floor price is a reflection of kind of general attitude to yada yada. Is a lot of times floor price can reflect the difference between perception and reality, right? So I think one of our jobs, like myself included, is bringing those two things closer together, making the perception meet the reality, because the reality is more often great, right? It depends, but for us, it's great. Let's see here, dude. Speaking of tempo, speaking of centralized blockchains, bruh, Cast Tempo. We're partnering with Tempo, the payments first blockchain incubated by Paradigm and Stripe. We bring our stablecoin Earn product onto Tempo and collaborating as design partners on consumer stablecoin payments. I thought Cast was fully on Salami. This is interesting. I wonder if it's multi-chain, wonder if it's bridging, whatever. Oh yeah. Fruit Loops box. Yeah, dude, there was some great shit in the chat last night on Dude and Chill. We had Cool Hollow offering just a figurine or figure. Sorry, I was corrected yesterday. They're Doodles figures, not figurines. We got to correct ourselves here. For free to a new holder, and then people offering Fruit Loops boxes for, dude. It's great. It's great. Oh, interesting, dude. MFL 2.0, dude. MFL is such a banger, such an underrated Web3 gaming project. So for anybody who's kind of across the pond who loves football, this is a football manager game. So you can have your kind of like virtual club, but they've just been building for so long, and it's just a classic example of someone who's been building on Flow. Funny enough, because they've been doing it for so long, they've just iterated on the product over and over and over and over and over again. It just keeps on getting better and better and better. So the community is really stoked. They really love it. Okay, what do we got? Sergito here. Obsessed with the latest Meebits football collectibles. 24 additional teams. Are these? Wait, and a few physical things. Oh, okay. These aren't physical, or maybe they will be someday. I was just like, they had the look. Dude, speaking of Dude and Chill, last night we had Big Shot Toys. Shout out to Big Shot Toys. Was on stage, and he was like, wait, those doodles, like Dude McFly, Doc Dude, and DeLorean figures are real? And because he was like, yeah, I just know you guys do a bunch of AI stuff, so I kind of assumed they were AI. And I was like, well, what if they're both? What if they're both? What if I was to tell you that I made the artwork for Dude McFly? What if I was to tell you that? What if I was to tell you that I can't draw for shit? As Burnt Toast would say, I don't have the bend in the knuckle, the flick of the wrist, but I have Doodles AI. And did I make a one-of-one Back to the Future theme figure? Maybe. Mr. G says it all started with a prompt. Dude, be beautiful, be everywhere. Doodles is a lens. It's going to start just saying all the things all the time. Let's see here. Oh, I saw this Pudgy Penguins has a partnership with It's Sugar, something to do with the Pez, I think. Very cool. Very cool. I'm pretty excited to go to the licensing expo and just get a better exposure to that ecosystem as well. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. Ooh, diddly. The Claynosaurus boxes. Excited about those. Dude, let's give a little refresh. We got a few minutes on the clock here. The first rule of MoonPay Supper Club is you not put, dude. Ooh, Carbone. My boy. That was last night? Come on, MoonPay, where the invite at, bro? I would have gone to Vegas or whatever this Carbone location is. Let's see here. Ooh, let's see. Steve, this direct-to-retail licensing deal signals to the entire global confectionery industry that one of the biggest supporters is supporting Pudgy Penguins. Chain-wide and fast-tracking product development to hit shelves in Q3. Very cool. Yeah, dude, shout out to them. Shout out to them with that. That's very cool. Did Swatch make AP cool again, or did they ruin a classic? Wait, how do you How do you post the AI generated one days after we know? Maybe that was yesterday. How do you do that? Maybe this is rage bait. Honestly, I was baited. Good work. Good work. Oh, this is cool. Monty in the chat. Kuya says check out Big Sut at the Licensing Expo. 100%. Yeah, we're gonna check them out. I think we're gonna go to dinner, so it should be a ton of fun. Let's see. So OpenSea's making a donation to Boring Security DAO, dude. Hell yeah, dude. They deserve it. Straight up, they just straight up deserve it. Let's see here. Is this Donald Trump and Elon Musk on the DeLorean? Of course, it's just on the DeLorean, headed to China. Wait. Look at this hot dog. Look at this glizzy ring. This is so good. Where's French loaf? Where's French loaf if we need him? If you have a bit, okay, let's see what Base has to say. If you have a vision of building something, get off your ass and actually do it. Then do whatever it takes to turn that idea into something everyone can use and enjoy. Agreed. I will not stop. I will not rest. I have a particular set of skills. All right. Warner says, I'm having a ton of fun with NFTs right now. Neat. Dude, agreed. As am I. Dude, seeing people pick up their grails. I mean, it's just so good. Dude, Drew's your uncle. Every day this sappy seals just sits here and watches me work. Kind of creepy. Dude, I actually have the exact same plushie up on my shelf up there, and it does the same thing. It watches me from on high and judges me as well. So, ooh, that was solid. What was I? Oh, dude, shout out to Drew's your uncle. So, Drew works for Brave Browser, and so which is a great browser, BT Dubs. And so we met up at Salon Accelerate, and we're just hanging, talking, catching up, meeting for the first time. Then he hands me a card, and it was a Pudgy Penguins Vibes card, but it was a 1 of 500 holographic limited edition Brave Vibes card. 1 of 500, and I was like, bro, this is gonna be a big deal. And he was like, yeah, we'll see. I was like, bro, 1 of 500. So Maria says, glass or metal? Or stainless steel. Stainless steel. You know why? You may have seen those viral videos about glass straws breaking. And that actually happened to me. So that actually happened to me. So I used the same cups, but new straw. Was drinking my drink, whatever. And then I felt something in my mouth. And then I pulled it out. It was very small. And I was like, what is that? I wasn't sure if it was plastic or whatever. And then I pulled out my straw, and I saw the straw had been broken. It had like a jagged edge. And I was like, oh shit. So I went downstairs and like emptied out. But yeah, I threw them all away that day. And that was kind of before that started going viral. And so yeah, that was pretty rough. That was a weird thing. Yeah, and honestly, I never thought about it before. I was like, oh, tempered glass, it's all good, whatever. It's fine. Monty says paper straws on the way. All right, I'll tell you a brief story, maybe the last minute of the stream here. So when I was in Miami, I got some coffee delivered to my room, and it came without a straw. And I'm a big straw maxi, and so I was like, man, I really need a straw because I hate sipping out of those fucking things. And I had a white T-shirt on. I'm like, spilled coffee all over myself. What the fuck? And I was like, you know what? I was like, I had a drink, last night that had a straw. Maybe I'll just go pluck it. It's not really in the trash. It's just in a little bag. Maybe I'll go pluck it. I look over, and it's a paper straw. And that thing, a night soaking in the ice and moisture. Dude, that thing was diabolical. And so alas, I went without a straw. But I didn't get my shirt covered in coffee. So it was a successful start to the day. But with that, it is 9 a.m. That means the vibes. I've got that 9 a.m. meeting to go to. We break all the rules of streaming because we only stream for 30 minutes. It is Wednesday. Our roof should be done today, so we will not have to deal with these sounds tomorrow, but our roof will be cooler, so it's all worth it. If you know, you know. Until next time, I'll see you in the timeline.